Hey everyone, Carlos here from ADifficultTruth. So today we have to talk about the big bad wolf, the dirty, dirty, dirty word, socialism. Mitch McConnell went on Fox News to again scare baby boomers with the word socialism. Unfortunately, I don't have that clip here, but I'll go ahead and read you the quote. And the thing is with these Republicans, with these right wingers, they use this term socialism to instill fear when they don't agree with a position or legislation. This is just simply a straw man of the word socialism, because that's not even what it means. How they're painting this image is not socialism. So it's a straw man of the word itself to scare boomers with a slippery slope fallacy. For example, Mitch McConnell went on Fox last week and he said they plan to make the District of Columbia a state. That give them 2 new Democratic senators. Puerto Rico a state that would give them 2 more new Democratic senators. And then he goes on to say that this is full bore socialism on the march in the House. And yeah, as long as I'm the majority leader of the Senate, none of that stuff is going anywhere. So somehow adding senators is going to lead us down this slippery slope of socialism. Somehow getting something passed like the Green New Deal, Medicare for all, and expanding the Supreme Court is somehow gonna just magically overnight turn us into a socialist country, which a lot of things have to happen before America becomes a socialist country. We don't have a socialist party. We don't have socialist candidates. And it's just whenever the right is backed into a corner and doesn't have logical arguments, they just turn to this fear mongering by saying, oh, it's just socialism, the Radical Democratic Party, which is not a socialist party. They're barely center left of things for the most part. I mean, you have people like Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, AOC, kind of on the more social democrat side, but that's not a socialist. None of those are socialist leaders. None of them. No, there is no socialist party, and I personally do not agree with socialism or anything like that. I am mostly on the democratic socialism or social democracy side, because and it is different. There's words in front of that and behind that to redefine what that means. I don't want or I don't think that the most economical way is to have a social the workers basically controlling the means of production in a more like socialist society. I do believe in capitalism, but I also believe that we have to have some kind of regulations. I mean, Medicare for all is just common sense, and it's not going to lead us into socialism. Neither is the Green New Deal. This is all about climate change and putting that debate on the table. So all of this is just a one giant slippery slope that they pull out every time they don't have a response to something that has overwhelming support from people. I mean, Medicare for all has over 70% of support. So they have no other out except to play that play that card, like, ooh, the big boogeyman socialism is coming for you. And this is mostly targeted at boomers. I'm absolutely convinced. But the real reason, the real purpose of this video is Bernie Sanders. Actually, last week he did a really amazing speech, and he actually and I think like the whole premise of the speech is why we need democratic socialism. And he points out that it's very convenient that these Republicans and right wingers demonize socialism or social programs or social safety nets when it benefits the people. But when it comes to socialism for companies or socialism for the rich, that's when they're in favor of socialism. That's when they're in favor of the state having a bigger hand in things. When it came to bailing out the banks, socialism was amazing. It just shows, and it was brilliantly illustrated by Bernie Sanders, how hypocritical the right wing is when it comes to this issue. It's not okay to help the working class or poor people with Medicare or social safety nets like food stamps and things like that, but it is all of a sudden necessary and good to use socialism to bail out huge banks and to give our taxpayer money to help them. That is when socialism benefits the rich, and that's when they're in favor of it. But when it comes down to the working class, that's just it's an absolute no. It's a demonized term, and not to mention an incorrect term, because none of this is socialist. We don't have a socialist party, first and foremost. So you have to kind of, number one, properly define socialism, and then number two, kind of unravel this whole slippery slope by saying just having healthcare automatically makes you Venezuela. I mean, that just logically doesn't even make sense. But let me know what you guys think. I'd love to hear from you guys. This show is on Twitter at twitter.com/ADifficultTruth. We are on Facebook, so you can go ahead and like us on Facebook at facebook.com/ADifficultTruthOfficial. And you can also listen to our podcast at soundcloud.com/ADifficultTruth. Love to have a discussion with you guys. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, do all that awesome stuff. I really appreciate it, guys. And I hope to see you guys in the next video. See ya.